Blacksmith of the Apocalypse, Chapter 10-10. What worked twice? It took longer than Seth had expected, but after some time there appeared a group of goblins. It were 8 goblins led by a creature about the size of a human. This was probably the orc. It wasn't the weird pig-like kind that some northeastern novels featured, but the green-skinned kind he knew from games. A rough description would be a skin with a moss-green tint, long pointy ears like an elf, a body full of muscles and a lower jaw featuring a pair of big tusks. When one of the goblins came close to the house, it spotted the corpses of their companions Seth had placed there. The goblins found one of their own on the front lawn. Another was draped over the sofa Seth had placed to block the front door. Big Guy, as Seth named the orc, shouted something at the goblins in a guttural language. 2 of them split off and stayed in front of the house, while the rest climbed over the sofa, into the house. Big piles of rubbish, broken furniture and branches were piled up at the front door and along the hallway. Here they found another body and the last one on the stairs. Big Guy also entered the house after listening to their hectic squeaking, to see for himself. It was time. Seth returned to the yard unnoticed, through the small hole in the thicket he had made with the billhook. Big Guy made his way upstairs, following the trail of blood. He knew that up there was one of his toys the goblins had captured for him. But why had they been up there? It had already died yesterday. Maybe he could find a clue up there. The gobs didn't have the brain to do much more than eat, FCK and kill. What works twice, also works a third time, Seth stated with conviction as he set fire to the heap of rubbish he had piled up at the back door. Like before in the grass, the fire traveled along a trail of frying oil with tremendous speed. Almost instantly it lit up all the trash piles across the house and set it aflame. Burn, he said with a glimmer in his eyes. Ding. Passive skill, Fire Affinity LV.2 had become LV.3. Big Guy was halfway up the stairs, when suddenly a pale white flame passed him, traveling up the handrails. Shocked, he looked back down only to see a sea of flames. When had this happened? The goblins behind were already rushing towards the front door only to see that it was blocked by a wall of flames created by the burning sofa and trash piles. Turning around again, Big Guy ran up the stairs as fast as he could, but the flames were already licking towards him from the top of the stairs. He could hear the agonizing cries of the goblins in front. He saw their burning silhouettes rolling on the floor and writhing in pain. And he himself was cornered on the stairs. Flames from above, flames from below, and the fire from the handrails had already jumped onto his rough clothes, burning his skin. Seth could also hear the tragic howls of the screaming goblins within the burning house. But contrary to Big Guy's panic, Seth felt quite satisfied as he also heard the ding of kill notifications. He was waiting on the front lawn. The 2 goblin guards had already been cleaned up by him. He stood in the front yard enjoying the show. Seth had come up with this idea because he felt the urge to give that woman a dignified burial. That whole scene up there should really just vanish from this world. And what would be better than fire? Now even her murderers were burning to death with her. If this could not satisfy a vengeful ghost, then nothing would. Just as Seth started wondering why he had not gotten a notification about the orc, a loud bang could be heard from the house's wall. With a rain of bricks and debris, a charred orc charged a hole into the house's wall and flopped down on the front lawn. Ha ha! He had survived. Big Guy had collected all the strength he had left and managed to break the wall at the corner he was trapped in. Air. Oh, fresh air. His skin was burned black and terrifying pain surged when he moved, but he was alive. He was overwhelmed by the euphoria of having survived. He laughed and took a deep breath as he laid there in the grass until a shadow fell on him. It was a tall, lanky human with sickly pale skin. His cold eyes looked down on Big Guy as he brushed back his untamed mane of hair and sighed. Really? Why couldn't you be obedient and die up there, huh? Big Guy's happiness was cut short. Literally. By a billhook. Ding. You have killed juvenile orc LV.7 experience gained. Ding. You have completed the quest Revenge of the Fallen. You have earned 3000 exp Vengeful Soul Small. Ding. Title, Overachiever gained. You completed a quest with over 100% completion. Purse +1, INT +1. Yet another title. It didn't seem very hard to gain titles from the system. The 3000 exp were about a tenth of his experience bar and about as much as he got for all the goblins together. Seth looked on as the orc's soul left its body. It was a little bigger than the souls he had seen before. Soul medium crafting material. Uncommon. The joy of finding another uncommon soul was dampened by the fact that he couldn't collect it with his skill. Seth had to wait for the house to burn down anyway, so he chose to take a look at his status. He had a hunch about those SPs. Name, Seth Smith. Title, Faster Than the Thought. Level, 5. Exp, 28%. Race, Ori Huma. Sex male. Age: 23. Class, Spirit Blacksmith, unique. Affiliation, none. Health, 1000/1000ths. Mana: 110, Inks 10. Strength: 13. Dexterity: 17. Agility, 12. Intelligence: 11. Willpower: 10. Endurance: 14. Personality: 8. Luck: 15. Free AP, attribute points, 45. Free SP skill points, 4. Defense. Physical, 122, 42 plus 50 plus 25 plus 5. Magical, 45, 20 plus 25. Fire resistance, 80%, 50% plus 30%. Skill window. Calm reaction passive LV.2. Blacksmith beginner LV.8 51%. Blacksmith's eyes LV.1. Smelting beginner LV.7 11%. Blueprint beginner LV.2. Weapon mastery beginner LV.4 45%. Spirit smithy LV.1. Spirit capture LV.1. Map LV.1. Fear resistance LV.2. Fire affinity LV.3. Soul infusion LV.1. When Seth concentrated on SP, he actually got an explanation. There were different kinds of skills, those based on proficiency like Blacksmith, which he could grind, and those he couldn't, like Spirit Forge. They were based on enlightenment or achievements. Those skills could also be raised with SPs. When he chose SP, he got a similar menu to when he chose AP. It showed a list of skills he could add points to. He was already sold on leveling up Spirit Smithy and Soul Capture. He wanted to see how Spirit Smithy would change. While pondering about what other skills he should raise, if any at all, he noticed Soul Infusion. Was this the new class skill? Soul Infusion. Requirements: Spirit Blacksmith LV.5. Grants the Spirit Blacksmith the ability to infuse souls into his works during the forging process. This grants the material higher durability / damage / defense and magic conductivity. A primitive form of enchantment. So there were more class skills unlocked when he reached a specific level? Maybe there were other requirements, too? It was definitely an interesting skill, but souls were limited, so he would really have to pick and choose when to infuse them. The skill wasn't too helpful at the moment. In the end, he also chose Blacksmith's eyes. He still had those cut-off vines that only showed? And really wanted to know. It would also be good if he could identify uncommon materials other than souls, too. He would keep one free SP just in case.